quite amazing. So that was just kind of just off the cuff.
Yeah, just
lived it out there.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
lived it out
Yeah, it's
there.
beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, obviously you know your art, because you kind of went everywhere with that, explored all different avenues.
And I think that's just the key of just doing music, just in general. Just I know that improvising is it's a bit of a dreadnought when you first think about it. You know, like what do you play? I think it's not so much being aware of what you can do, but not being afraid of what you might go wrong in doing.
Yeah.
You know, and just coping with it. I think that's probably just a good motto for life, really.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because you play for dancers as well, don't you? You know, I mean, I could see people dancing to that. You know, doing all these kind of, you know, moves and stuff, ballet moves and whatever, contemporary dance moves and stuff. I mean, when you're playing that, are you seeing somebody in your head dancing?
I think it's kind of like, and it's an odd one actually, because, well, as a dancer, when it came to counts, you know, we a lot of the time, not always, especially not so much in contemporary, but we use a lot of counts. We use a lot of counts to set choreography, to set exercises, and I think a lot of the counts just become built into your into the back of your brain. And
Right. Okay.
I think a lot of the time when I'm improvising, I'm thinking of these things that are.
Yeah. So you're thinking like a dancer, but playing like a musician.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, because there's probably not many musicians with that skill set, because you've done both. You can relate to that and just relate to the dancers. Do you find the dancers can relate to you in the same way? More than they would to just a straightforward musician.
I think they have more faith, which is a big thing. I mean, people really do underestimate the impact that music has on a dancer, especially from the university that I come from. And most conservatoires of dance, they have live musicians. All the classes are played with live musicians, aside from maybe commercial classes and hip hop classes. But you know, we rely a lot on them. Like, if the musician goes wrong or isn't sure, I mean, that can upset an entire class, an entire exercise. So I think for them to have a dancer as a musician, I think there's a little bit more trust there. It's more awareness.
Are there any, like, you know, you can play that track that you just done ad-lib as it comes out. Do you get dancers that do the same thing? If you were playing, you might get a group of dancers who are going to ad-lib to what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the best way to do things as well. I mean, the dancers in the contemporary world are notorious for having a structured way of choreographing. You know, if they're not using material from their own dancers, from workshops, then the majority of the time they're improvising, and whatever they improvise, if it's good, they'll keep it and they'll set it. And I think that improvising alongside your musician is key. I don't think you can get a better experience out of it. I think probably jazz musicians will probably tell you the same, I would imagine.
So there's probably a lot of younger people out there listening thinking, that sounds awesome, how can I do that? How can somebody younger get into that? You know, obviously you as a young man have got into it. I mean, maybe, was it your first passion, or was it your second passion? Because as you were a dancer first, maybe.
I think it probably was my first passion, actually, because as much as I love dance, and the reason that I gave it up was because I didn't have that passion for it. I didn't think, once I graduate from here, I'm gonna keep going and keep going and keep going until I get something, and something that I really want. I didn't have that. I got to the start of my second year, I was like, I don't have it. Not that I don't have what it takes, but I don't have the mentality to go through the struggle of making it work. And it's hard being a dancer. I'd say it's more so hard than being a musician. The constant rejection, and I mean, the musicians union it's a great union. But the dancers one it's new, it's starting, you know, we don't get as much respect, we do so much free work, the pay is terrible, and there's so many people fighting for such little jobs, and the Arts Council don't give us nearly as much funding as they might give to musicians or artists. So
doesn't make sense, does it really? You know, the visual arts don't seem to be funded as well as the kind of hidden arts, which is the musicians, really, aren't they? You know, because the musicians get the worst end of the stick. If you're in a famous group, for instance, you know, it's like Earth, Wind and Fire. Everybody say name somebody from Earth, Wind and Fire, everyone says Maurice White. It's like, well, it was
the others.
It was a keyboard player, it was a drummer, and it was, you know, the bass player. And some people who train spotters can tell you, but in general, people don't remember the other musicians. They might remember the face because they've seen them on Top of the Pops, maybe, but generally, you get the worst kind of rap, don't they? Unless you are the band leader or the front man. Phil Collins was the same. He was pretty much unknown until he decided to front it.
But I've been to see quite a few contemporary dancing because I used to do it when I was younger. So I'm really glad that Nicholas took it up and, you know, made a success of it. But, you know, as a singer, the emotion you get from playing a piece and seeing other people respond to what you're playing is amazing.
Yeah.
And I never realised, actually, if you go and see contemporary dancing, it's the emotions that you are locked in for as long as they're actually dancing.
Yeah.
And I would say to anybody, if you want a really fantastic experience, even a musical experience, the same kind of feeling that you get when you listen to a great jazz piece or to a great artist, you get the same feeling with this contemporary dance. It's something I think everybody should just have a go at once and experience it.
You'll laugh watching me try that. No, I don't suit tights very much. What about you, Jules? Me and Jules haven't got the legs for that. But because you look like you do work out, you've probably got great legs for those.
I never used to, but I do now.
But you know, I would give it a go. To me, it'd be more of a giggle, because obviously I'm not going to take it seriously. You know, can you do it with a Zimmer frame?
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is, you know, they've started this dance therapy for people with Parkinson's now, and they're finding that the motor skills that are required in order to do a lot of the ballet stuff has really improved their condition.
Wow.
It's dancing is the way of life, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, it's all about, you know, affecting the brain, isn't it? You know, we can heal ourselves in many ways. When people say, "Oh, you got a headache, go and get an aspirin." Forget aspirin. You just go and lie down, close your eyes for a bit, just relax. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. People rely too much on it, don't they? But we've got about 13 minutes, so could we maybe have one more before we wind things up?
Sure.
Okay. Orlando James, folks, have a listen to this live in the studio right now. If you want to tune in, if you tune in on the internet, then you're not hearing it properly. If you've got the live stream going, then I suggest you go and tune in on your radio or your computer, maybe on radiodiamond.co.uk or kybnradio.com, and you can hear this unbroken live musician without any of us messing about on the screen or pulling faces or doing moonies and stuff like that.
Pull any faces.
That's the moonies we Anyway, I want to get into that. It's a family show. Okay, Orlando, take it away.
It's Rhythm Roots, it's the fire station. Reggae music for every nation. Hosted by Fire Don and Silent Kev. Silent Kev, he's so delightful. When he speaks, it's like his mouth's full. You can't hear a single word he says. Fire Don, he keeps the fire blazing. He sometimes tries to sound Jamaican. He can't sing, but he does it anyway. It's Rhythm Roots, it's the fire station. Reggae music for every nation. Brings the sun out when the sky is grey. It's Rhythm Roots, it's the fire station. Reggae music for every nation. I wonder what on earth they're going to play.